Took my first solo vacation this last week. Had an ayahuasca retreat that started about 2 weeks ago, and then decided to go on a vacation alone to Santa Marta. So I live here in Medellin. Santa Marta would be like the Colombian equivalent of, let's say, Hawaii. Had a really great time. Had good alone time. Reflected on a lot of things, more than I have in a while, maybe ever. And I'm sitting on the plane. I'm flying back in Medellin right now. And this story of an ayahuasca retreat, gosh, it's probably had to be 5 years ago, maybe more, popped into my mind. And if we were to look at life super simple, which sometimes dualities and simplicity is key, produces a lot of clarity. There's kind of only two ends of the spectrum. There's love and there's fear. You can say it's not fear, it's anger, it's frustration, it's sadness, but it's a different flavor of the same shitty ice cream. It's fear. You can say this is excitement, this is gratitude, it's courage. It's moving on the spectrum of love, a much more delicious ice cream. And I remember back to this retreat 5-6 years ago. And all of a sudden, and some of this might not make any sense, didn't make total sense to me. It still doesn't make sense, honestly. And at this point, I've been working with ayahuasca for 2 years, 3 years. Today, it's been 8.5 years. Many ceremonies since, many retreats since. And I'm on a ship, a wooden ship in what I would guess is like the 1800s. It's a slave ship, and everyone has transitioned. Their bodies have expired. And there's a woman on this ship. She's the only person alive, other than maybe the crew, I don't remember, or if it's even relevant. And I saw this quilt being thread. I don't remember if it was the lady threading it or a metaphor or God or whatever. Teach their own. And I remember seeing it go thread by thread. It was a black quilt. And when it was done, it was probably, I don't know, a meter and a half, so 3-4 feet, maybe a little more tall, and wide, about twice as long, maybe 6-7 feet. Black quilt, and in white uppercase letters, it said the word love. But I remember seeing and feeling each thread. It's interesting, I'm wearing a black and white bracelet that I got in the jungle. Seeing and feeling each thread, and all the threads were made of fear. It said love, had big white letters that said love. And again, this is 5-6 years ago, whether it's my memory, my interpretation, however you choose to see it. It was showing me how many thoughts, feelings, decisions, and actions that as humans, as myself, we make where we're trying to make it come from something pure, love. But it's actually us being afraid. Think of it, it's very simple with children. If you're saying, don't do this, don't do that, you're literally linguistically, by the language you use, saying what you don't want a kid to do. You wouldn't look at a map and you're driving from Chicago, south or southeastern to Miami. You wouldn't look at a map where not to go. That wouldn't make any sense, right? You want to look where you're supposed to go. And I use the example of kids because it's pure, it's simple. I'm not a father yet. however, if I was or when I am soon, of where we'd want to tell our children to go. We'd want to lead them into a life of love. Maybe not. You decide. You're watching this video. Lead them into a life of truth. And so often in our confused human experience, I know from personal experience, you probably do as well, I wouldn't say we're doing the wrong thing. It's not accurate, but we're not doing what we're trying to do. We're trying to do something from love, and in a relationship or in our personal life, it can show up as being guarded, protection. I have boundaries. I'm not afraid, I'm just independent, whether you're male or female watching this. I don't need anyone. And we can sow the threads of fear to keep us insulated, saying it's love for God, self-love, whatever it is. And it can be often just providing the illusion of control, the illusion of safety. We're trying to protect ourselves. We've been hurt in the past. It's part of the human experience. We don't want to be hurt again. And it got me to thinking about food the last couple days. And even whether you're taking care of your body, I take great care of it. I'm looking forward to taking even better care as I embark on this 4-month cleanse here in a couple weeks. When I've done a lot of things for my health personally, or maybe you have done it like, no, I have to be disciplined. I can't do this. And we can make it so black and white, kind of like the quilt, kind of like the bracelet, of this is the way it has to be, of this is for love. This is for my commitment. And it can be fear. We can produce results. We can create a life, a vision out of protection, out of fear. It leads us to a different destiny. It doesn't feel the same. It doesn't show up the same. Another way to say it is our mind, our brain, our fearful, keep us alive thoughts can lead us to this illusion of control rather than the whispers, the wisdom of the heart, which is virtually never loud. It's quiet. It just knows. I have a lion tattooed on my chest, as you can see. Think of a lion as a metaphor a lot. A lion doesn't need to tell other people it's a lion, it just knows. It already knows. And when we've been hurt in life, in sex, in relationships, in our family life, with how we think our kids should be or how our kids are going to be in the future, we can go to this place of the mind of protection, of no, doing it for this, I know better. And with this last ayahuasca retreat, I really challenged myself, and I challenge you to look deeper. Is the decisions, the thoughts, the feelings, the actions of what you're doing and who you're becoming coming from a pure place? Because if it's fear, it's contaminated. We can dress it up as love. We can call it something else. We can call it protection, again, independence. But it comes from a contaminated place of fear, of what the mind doesn't want to have happen, of what gives us this illusion of safety. But it's not the truth of who we are. And thought of this on a plane, it was like, that's what I need to make the video about tonight. And as I checked in, maybe it resonates for you, of thinking these things about health, like when I even zag, I ate gummy bears today. I ate pretty clean on this trip. I smashed some gummy bears at the airport. I had some Snickers too. Normally it would come with, I'm zagging, I'm whatever, but I shouldn't do this. Maybe I won't forgive myself. I've had that. Versus just enjoying it, seeing what it is, and treating ourselves with forgiveness, with love, with respect, with kindness. Sometimes it's easy to have compassion, love, understanding for another person, especially if you have kids or little ones. But we're not always able to give ourselves the same compassion. I had an experience where it showed me someone who hurt me really bad in the past. I was a little kid. And this was my last ayahuasca retreat, and I'll wrap up here in a moment. And long story short, I got to this place of seeing their pain, their perspective, seeing how much hurt they were in. And there was a part of me of thinking how I was back then, of wanting to hurt him back. And something shifted, and I went to this place of deep understanding and forgiveness that I've never been in my life. I'm sitting there with the ayahuasca, and it's kind of funny. And I'm just pouring out this forgiveness like I've never felt in my life. It wasn't easy, it was weird, as ayahuasca can be. And the ayahuasca was kind of teasing me, or so I think. Maybe it was some of my own thoughts spilling in. And it was like, you can give this love, this understanding, this compassion, this forgiveness to this person who hurt you. I'm like, yeah. I was like, that's really good. I said, thanks. Thanks, ayahuasca. It's like, wow, that's impressive. You've never done that. I'm like, I haven't. I think you're helping. It's like, maybe. And it was like, I wonder if you could give this love, this compassion, this understanding, this forgiveness to other people. I'm like, that'd be great. If I can give it to this person that hurt me when I was a little kid, wow. Yeah, it would be beautiful. What if I could give this to other people? I was like, yeah, I wonder if you could give it to anyone you know. I was like, yeah, I think I could. Maybe someone you know intimately, as the ayahuasca's pushing me, loving me, teasing me. It's like, that'd be great. It's like, how about yourself? Like, yeah, that's a fucking good one. I can give this love, this understanding, this forgiveness, this compassion, this level of spiritual muscle I apparently developed in a way I didn't want to develop consciously. My soul did. Talk about the story probably much more in months to come, next year sometime, I think. Or in one of our private containers. It's pretty intimate. And I got to almost like I was looking in a mirror and sending all this love and forgiveness, and it was like, oh wow, I can give this to myself. I cannot be afraid. I cannot have a reason. I can just give that much forgiveness. And I saw something today, and it said, if God is able to forgive you, like unconditionally, and you're not able to forgive yourself, it was something like, is that really godly? Or use universe, use source, whatever word you like. And that planted some more seeds to germinate this video tonight. So I invite you to consider, I challenge you, are you really doing what you're doing from a clean place and there's no good, bad, right, or wrong? Or is it time for a check-in that what you're doing that seems like it's trying to be from a place of love, it can actually be from a place of fear, protection, preservation, independence? Something to think about. Thank you for tuning in. See you very soon.